Hello, my friends. I hope I am live on my page now. Like I told you, this is a learning experience. I'm going live on StreamYard for the first time. And so I'm trying to figure out a lot of things for myself because it is said that you do not have to wait to be good. You have to start to be good. So I am starting to be good. I hope you can see me. View on Facebook. Can someone see me live on Facebook? Yay, I think I am live on Facebook. If you can see me, please let me know. Yay, I think I'm live on Facebook. Can someone see me on Facebook? Hello? Can someone see me on Facebook? Okay, I think I am live on Facebook. Okay. Okay. Okay, welcome to my voice, your voice, a platform for authentic conversation. Please do give permission to StreamYard. Go to streamyard.com to give permission to StreamYard so that when you comment, I will be able to see your comments and see who is commenting. Okay, today I decided to celebrate Father's Day in a special way because I am a big believer of celebrating people when they are alive. Today, celebrate Father's Day in a special way. I am a big believer of celebrating people when they are alive. I don't know if you can hear me. Please let me know because my phone is muted. Okay, remember I did tell you that today was a learning experience and failure is always the stepping stone. It doesn't matter how many times you fail, it is how often you get back and start running. So like I said, today you are all welcome. Sorry for the hitches at the beginning. Like I said, I was trying StreamYard for my first time. So I had some things to figure out. Yay! I'm sure I did figure that out. Okay, so let us start. So today I have decided to celebrate the fathers in my life. I will start by celebrating my father, Papa Chomeng Rene Joseph Fu. I know when you hear the Rene, you will now know where I got Rene from. Your students used to call you Papeda. And so I want to start by celebrating Papeda today because when I think of the impact he had on my life, it gives me joy that I had a father like him. My father was very stern. Those who knew him knew that he was very stern. But in all his sternness, he was a very loving, kind-hearted father. In fact, I started washing my own clothes when I was in lower seats. My father did everything for us. We lost our mom when we were very young, and my father stepped into the role of a mom and a dad, and he did it so well. My regret in life is he didn't stay long enough to enjoy the fruits of his labor. But I know where he is right now. He is so proud of being our father. And you know what, Dad? I'm so proud of being your daughter. Anybody who knew my father knew me. The first thing you knew about my father was about his daughter. He always talked about me. He was so proud of having us as children. I can say I was actually a daddy's girl. He fought all my battles for me, and no battle was small for my father to fight for me. Even if I had a petty quarrel with my schoolmate, if I let my father know about it, my father would go to defend me. He was the kind of father who preferred to discipline his own children by himself. He didn't allow anybody to mess around with the children, especially when our mom died. He became so protective of us. That's at that time, young as we were, we thought that he was overdoing it. It is only now that I'm also a parent that I begin to understand some of the things he used to tell me. For example, in Cameroon, we used to go for the summer holidays, 3 months. And each time we were on holidays, my friends would plait their hair, would do all kinds of things on their hair. But my father would take me to the barber and barb my hair so low and even put a bulky line as a boy. And he would tell me, you know what, my daughter? You have all the time to do this in your later life. Doing this now is a distraction. It's calling unnecessary attention to you. I used to be so angry, so angry. But you know what? When I look at myself today, I laugh. And I say, I wish my father was alive because look at my hair. I have all the time to do it, but I decided to cut it because it's more convenient for me. If my father were alive today, he would just look at me and laugh. So today, Grand Joe, Papeda, as we always used to call you, I want to celebrate you. And I want to let you know that wherever you are, we are keeping the legacy that you left. All your children are so proud of you. They are just so proud of you because you did instill in us values that will never depart from you. One of the things I always remember about my father is there was a weekend where he decided to go to our other property to supervise work that was going on there. And so he left on a Friday. And when he left, oh my God, for me, that was an opportunity to go clubbing. Those who know me, they know that I like dancing. Dancing for me is one of my hobbies. So I prepared myself, dressed up with my friends, and we were going clubbing. Unfortunately for me, as we were talking and going, feeling very free, I just saw a figure coming towards me in the dark. And when I raised my head, there was Grand Joe. My father, being who he was, I thought he was just going to pounce on me and drag me back home. On the contrary, he simply looked at me and he just passed. So I stood there wondering if I should go back home or continue to the club. But knowing me and knowing that I wanted to dance that evening, I said to myself, the deed has already been done. Even if I go home, I'll still get the discipline. So why not go get the dance and then come back and get the discipline? You know what I mean? We've all been there. So I went ahead, went to the club, enjoyed myself, danced, and came back. When I came back, I was expecting serious disciplinary sanctions. So when I was the first to get up in the morning, trying to be good, doing my house chores, and my father just looked at me and then he told me to come. When I went close to him, he looked at me and he said something that has remained with me all through my life. He said, "My daughter, had I known it's a very bad master and it should never come to your mouth, because each time it comes to your mouth, the deed has already been done." That was all my scolding. I went away feeling so ashamed of myself, and that has stayed with me. I have always told my children the same, and I'm telling you, watching this live video today, the same thing. I'm telling you the same thing. So when I look at my father's role in my life, I discovered that because I had a strong rock in him, I felt his love, and he was so, so proud of me. He gave me the power to be able to do the things that I am doing. It made me to believe in myself because my father also believed in me. My father believed in me so, so much. I remember a story when I was still very young. My father used to love football. In Africa, what we call football is different from what they call football here in America. It's soccer here. And so my father used to play a lot of football back home. Being a school teacher, he was always called upon to serve as a referee in most of the school competitions. I remember him telling one of the players in the field who was disrespectful to him, a lady, that she's not even up to his daughter. And so he could not even stoop low to talk to her. Unfortunately for me, that girl was so angry. So immediately after the match, we're still preparing to get into the football match. She came to my own school and tried to find out who I was, and she saw me. And she gave me the beating of my life. I didn't know why. She was just angry. When she saw me, I was this little girl, this, according to her, the twat. I was nobody. And for my father to have told her in front of everybody that she was not up to me was enough reason for her to give me a snake beating. So I went home and I told my father what had happened. My father, he just looked at me and he laughed and he said, "Annie, I'm so sorry that you had to go through this. But she had to do that because when she saw you, she really knew that even though your size and height at that time was nothing to write home about, she knew that you were more than her." Those are the kinds of things I think about my father. You could not talk with my father for 30 minutes without him telling you about his daughter. My dear father, at first I used to weep when I talk about you, but I have chosen to celebrate you. I celebrate you because of the values you inculcated into me and my family. You were such a loving grandpa. My first three children got to know you, and you loved them so much. I remember when I gave birth to your first grandchild, and I sent a letter to you to announce the birth of the child and to ask you how you were feeling. You wrote a letter back to me, which I keep so jealously. You said, "My daughter, I am so proud, especially as I am a grandfather, still struggling to make it." And you narrated the story to me. You said, because my father did not have the opportunity to go to school when he was young, but when he started teaching, he decided to further his education. And so he went back to the university with his classmates were his children. But since he was this kind of a simple, unassuming person, they used to take him for granted. And so he told me when I sent the picture, he showed it to his classmates. And everybody was wowed by the fact that this student that nobody recognizes is actually a grandpa. And he told me, oh, I was so proud. I want to equally tell you today that I am so proud. I am so proud of all the things you did to us. I know you are not here to see us, but I also do believe that you are with God in heaven. There are so many things I want to talk about. When I was in the government teachers training college, my father happened to be a teacher in that same college. And his students, he used to teach pedagogy. His students loved him so much that they gave him the nickname Pa Peda, which simply means Papa Pedagogy, because he was a father to everybody. And I used to laugh. I was living very far from my father, but he did not teach me. He taught other classes, and he will give assignments to his students and tell the students to come leave it with me, so he will collect it, just to make the students see me and know me. So I will ask him, I say, what is it? Why you suffering yourself? We live far apart. He said, don't worry, my daughter. I'll come to the house and collect it. So one day I came out during break and everybody was pointing at me. I felt so uncomfortable. Then I asked one of my in-laws, Nebi Grace, who was in another class. I said, what is happening? Why are all your classmates pointing at me? He said, don't mind them. They are just trying to let other people who don't know you know that that is Pa Peda's daughter. Because Pa Peda will always start a lesson by talking about his daughter. I can say so many things about you. Pa Peda was not an angel. Pa Peda was a human being. He had his own flaws, but we loved him. The next father figure I want to celebrate in my life is my husband. First to Sama Ambi, or FE, as I fondly call you. You have not only been a husband to me, but you have been a father figure in my life. When we got married, you considered me more of a junior sister than a wife. And from the first day I met you, you have been protective of me up till today. In fact, to my husband, I'm never wrong. Never waste your time to complain to him about me. Daddy, as we fondly call you, I want to use this day to celebrate you. I don't want to put it on a eulogy because at that time, you will not be able to see it. You know that I'm a big believer of celebrating people when they are alive. If you love somebody, tell the person when the person is alive. If you have flowers to give to somebody, give to the person when the person is still alive. Don't wait to put it on his or her grave. My husband also is not an angel. We have had our ups and downs. But for me, relationship 101 is learn to appreciate the good qualities of your partner and highlight them and praise him or her for the things that he or she is doing well. I'm talking to you from example or from an experience. When you do this, you will continuously get changes because as human beings, all of us love to be praised. And so when you are praised for something, you want to do even better so that you get more praises. So when I sit here and I'm celebrating my husband, I'm not celebrating him because he is perfect or he is an angel. He has his own flaw. But I'm celebrating him as a father in my life and a father to my children. I remember when we just got married and I had our first son, Brian. He was too big, and at that time I was really tiny. So I didn't even have the energy to carry him when we had to go out. We didn't have a car. I can still see you in my mind's eye tying the baby on your back and me holding a bag and an umbrella and walking by your side. Everybody in Mamfi, in your school, each time we went out, the story was see the grammar school teacher. Because GHS Mamfi is called grammar school. I don't know why they're calling it grammar school, but that's something that has been there for generations. You are the one who knows where the thermometer is in the house. The love you have for your children is beyond bounds. Sometimes I look at you and I am like, wow, my children are so lucky to have you as a father. You will surrender everything to take care of the children. I remember when I used to work in the private sector and I didn't have the permission to always go for antenatal clinic. You took upon yourself to go there and you come back and narrate the stories of what your women classmates, as you used to call them, will say about you. I remember your friends used to ask, must you do that? And your reply to them was, yes, of course. He is equally my son. I have to do it. It is my duty. To be very fair, you have been a father to our kids than I've been a mother. Sometimes the truth is bitter. I do my own things in my own way. But when it comes to the touch, the feel of parenting, you have been an example. You will move from each room with thermometers. Even when you traveled, you will put the children's medicines in their dosage. And you will call me morning, afternoon. Hello, mommy. Have you given the child's drugs in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening? You don't only do this for our children. You are a father to everybody. You are so selfless. Sometimes I used to get angry because my husband is that kind of a person who will stop to clean a child's nose if he saw it running, irrespective of who the child was. He just felt that this child needs some care. That is who I am talking about. So I have a right to celebrate you on this Father's Day. If you listen to my children's messages to him on Father's Day, you would know what I am talking about. Everybody calls you Pasama, old and young Pasama. Not because you are very old, but for those of you who don't know, Pa in our African context is like father. It's father, actually. Because you treat everybody the same in your family, in church. You left the chairmanship of the congregation, if I'm not mistaken, it's more than 15 years. But up till today, everybody calls you pa chairman in church. Even the current chair people always call you pa chairman. And sometimes you complain, why are you calling me pa chairman? I'm no longer the chairperson. Why do they call you pa chairman? Because you have been a pa to everybody. And so today, I want to really, really join the children to celebrate you. As we celebrate fathers, remember my voice, your voice is a platform for authentic conversation. I decided to also talk about what it means to be a father. I am a person of faith, and so I will always bring my faith into all the shows that I do. If you don't believe in my faith, I am so sorry. You could just tune up for this time, but I want to bring in something concerning my faith. The Bible makes it clear the man is the head of the family. And so when the man is the head of the family, wherever the head goes, the body follows. I am asking all the men and all the fathers, are you the head of the family? And if you are the head of the family, wherever you are going to, can your family follow? Are you leading your family on the right path? When I look at the situation today, it is so different because there are a lot of households without fathers. In fact, I don't know about these statistics, but in America here, it is believed that about 74% of families, especially in our Black population, is managed by women. And so I'm asking the question, where is the father? If you are a father and you are not playing your role in your family, then know that you are not doing what God asked you to come onto this earth to do. Barack Obama said, being a father is about more than just having children. It is about summoning the courage to love and support them over anything else. Being a father is different from being a sperm donor. There are people who are simply sperm donors. This may be hard, but this is the truth. Immediately the woman is pregnant, they take off. Some don't even know their children. And some who know their children don't even care. I like to always start with the situation back home. They say charity begins at home. Back in Cameroon, where I come from, you will see men who are polygamists get married to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 wives. And all they do is have the kids. And when the woman is pregnant, they take off. The woman is responsible for everything that happens in the child's life. I want to use this opportunity to say hail to the women who have stepped up and taken the role of fathers. To you women who are fathers, I say happy Father's Day. I have seen what women go through to bring up their children. The fathers are not there. Where are you, Father? We fail to understand the role of fathers in the life of our children. When a father is at home, it gives some peace to the children. Why? Because they see their father as a source of refuge and security. That's why when a child is growing, when you smack the child will first of all run to the dad or the mom, because their parents are seen as security. When you are not there, what do you expect your children to become? It is no lie that children from homes that lack a father are always very prone to crime. They drop out of school. Some of them end up in prisons. Some of them become very wayward boys and men because they never saw any good example from their fathers. As a man, your role in the house is not only financial, it's physical, it's emotional, it's psychological. Because there is that category of fathers who think that when they give child support or when they send checks and send money to their wives, then they are being the father. No, it's not about money. It's about your presence. It's about the love you have for your family. It's about the emotional stability of your children. People always talk about fathers being there for their sons. On the contrary, fathers should be there more for their daughters. I'm talking from a daughter point of view. There is this theory in psychology which was first brought to the limelight by Sigmund Freud, which is called Oedipus complex. It simply says that at a certain point, is it between 3 and 6 years? I cannot really remember. But to paraphrase, boys see their mom as their first love, their opposite, because their first opposite sex love. Likewise, girls. I listened to one of Pastor Greg, who was preaching about responsible fatherhood while I was driving. And he said something that resonated with me so well, which I like to share. He said, research has been done. I forgot, I didn't get the name of the researchers. But he said, research has proven that girls who go into prostitution, girls who are very promiscuous at the younger age, most often are girls who did not have the love of their fathers in their lives. And so they turn to seek that love in the arms of the opposite sex. When did you last give a hug to your daughter or son? That bond is what children look for. When did you last tell your son or daughter that you love him or her? If you don't give your daughter that first hug, that is how she will go out to look for the first hug in any boy or man. I listened to one of my mentors, Lisa Nicole, who narrates a story of how her father taught her how she is supposed to be treated as a lady, took her for a date night, opened the door for her, did everything, and at the end of it, he told her, this is how a man is supposed to treat you. Don't let him do otherwise. That is why you have this new phenomenon now of father's first dance. The father wants to be the first male to have this dance with the daughter. When you leave this vacuum, in essence, you are saying that any other male figure can fit into this vacuum. Interview, ask the girls who are in this situation, and they will tell you that sometimes they go after these men seeking for a hug. I have my daughter. She will tell me that what she misses most about her dad is the hug. When she thinks of how her father used to hug her, she wants to go back to Cameroon just to hug her dad. That's how much a father's love means to a daughter. And if you have left your daughters, I plead with you, listen to me. Listen to all other voices. The children did no wrong. They are not the cause of the way they were brought into the world. Please don't let them suffer for your mistakes. Look for your son, look for your daughter, go give them a hug. The mother's hug is different from the father's hug. Don't think that because you are giving money. There are fathers who live in the homes, but they are not fathers. They think that providing for the family is the best they can do. Yes, it is good. But your children, especially when they are growing up between the ages of 1 to 18, they need you by their side. If you are not by their side to inculcate your own family values into them, they will pick other values. And you agree with me that most often they pick the wrong values. Fathers, on this day, where are you? Go back home. Look for your children if you don't know them. Create a relationship with them. Talk to them. Give them that privilege of having a father figure in their lives. I'm concentrating on fathers today because today is Father's Day. I know there are some mothers that are not there too, but Let's talk today on fathers, and we will look for another day to talk about mothers. I'd just like to share a conversation that I had with one of my friends. We were just talking about our families, and then I asked him, "What about your family? How many children do you have?" And he said, "8." Then I said, "Wow, congratulations. And what about their mom?" He said, "I have 4 baby mamas." I said, "And your wife?" He said, "I'm not married." And I said, "Are you planning to marry one of the women?" Because he said he had 2 children with one of the baby mamas. He said, "No, I don't plan to marry any of them. My life is okay the way it is." And I was like, wow, really? This new phenomenon of baby mamas, I don't know where it's coming from. Who is a baby mama? Why go procreating when you cannot take care of them? You're so proud to tell me you have 8 children with 4 baby mamas. In the US now, the statistics is almost about 74% of households that are taken care of by single moms. What do you expect from those children? Where is this issue of baby mamas coming from? I followed a show by Inyala on Oprah, and I saw her interviewing men. I almost fell off from my chair because he asked one man how many children he had. I think one said 15. I don't know if one said 40. I don't know. I cannot confirm, but the numbers were, they made me to jump out of my chair because I was asking myself, what did these children do to be brought into the world and abandoned? Today is Father's Day. Even if you don't want to be a father, remember that you were fathered by somebody. It is not by chance that God made procreation to be between a man and a woman. He had the power to make people to self multiply, like some plants just break out and form new plants. But God made a man and a woman to come together to create another human being because he wanted the two of them to take care of the human being. I know sometimes some of the fathers we have spoken to lay blames to on mothers, girls, mothers, baby mamas, or whatever you want to be called. Do not put your problems on the head of your child. If you don't like the man that you have a child with, give him the opportunity to be a father to his or her child. Let the child know who his or her father is. I know of a story where a girl got married to the father because the mother never told her who her father was. And she left her, went to a different where the father was, fell with the father, got married to the father. When the woman came to carry the grant, he came, entered the house, saw a picture and said, "Who is this man?" And the child said, "That's my husband." The woman fainted and never got up. The man came home fainted. Who is to blame in this kind of a situation? Your children are not a solution to your problem. As I come today celebrating Father's Day, celebrating the fathers in my life, I want all of you to join me to celebrate the fathers in your life. Please, fathers, like I said, the children did not do anything to be brought into the world the way they are. And to you children who don't have fathers, never you think that you were a mistake. Nobody is a mistake. You were brought into this world for a purpose, and God has a purpose for you. Whether you have a father in your life or not, remember, God in heaven is your father. Hold on to him. You are not a mistake. God does not create mistakes. There is another group of people I want to talk about before I go. Stepfathers. I did see something somewhere. I don't know. I don't claim this idea, but I saw a quote where somebody said, stepfathers are people who decided to step into the role of father. That was so good. There are some fathers who are not biological fathers of the children they bring up. But you will never know until they tell you. They love the children, care for the children as if they are theirs. It's such a joy, it's such a privilege, such an honor to be called a father. Don't let yours be taken away from you. Step up your game. I want to hail all the stepfathers who have stepped into the role of father. I want to let you know that a father is not somebody who gave birth to a child, but a father is somebody who brings that child up, educates that child, inculcate values in that child that the child will always live and remember and be a good citizen. You are doing a fantastic job, and I hail you and I celebrate you today as we celebrate Father's Day. I want to celebrate all my male friends, all the fathers who have stepped up in their role. And I want to encourage you to talk to your friends who have not been able to step up to this role, to understand that it is a privilege that God has given. And if you don't do it, whether you like it or not, you will give an account. So, Father's Day, today, 23rd of June, a day that was instituted in 1972. I don't know what happened before then, but I think that somebody thought it wise that we should celebrate you. And so today, as I celebrate my dad and celebrate my husband who stepped into the role of a father and a husband, I want to let you know that I love and appreciate you. And I won't want to put it on a eulogy. Festus, thank you for being the best father that my children could have had. I am very sure that if your boys were to choose again, they will still choose you. Thank you for being who you are. Thank you for your selflessness. Thank you for your love to humanity. Thank you for always being ready to step in to a situation that you can help. Thank you. You are a father to the orphans around our neighborhood. You will step in, you will do everything. It's not money that you give, it's your love, your time, and your concern. And so, my dear friends, my voice, your voice, if you love this conversation, please like it, share it. A father somewhere might listen to this and will look for the son or daughter. A son or daughter somewhere missing the father on this day might be consoled that he or she has a father in God Almighty. Send your comments. Unfortunately, like I told you at the beginning, I am on StreamYard. I've not used this. I don't want to lie. I don't even know how to go check the comments. I don't want to distort this video because the beginning was not easy. So I just want to thank everybody who is online watching. If I didn't call your name, it is because I am not able to view my comments. And since this is my first time, I just want to make sure that this message, which I had, should go through. I'm just using my voice as your voice to let fathers know that fatherhood is a privilege. Not everybody is called into that privilege. And if you have been blessed to father a child, please love the child, honor the child. If you have never given a hug to your daughter, please give her one and start giving her one. You will protect her from unwanted advances. If you've never hugged your son, hug your son. They long to be hugged and they long to hear you say it out of your mouth that I love you, child. Say it and you shall have something to testify. So I decided to come out today alone to talk about this subject. Yesterday, we finally laid our sister Adeline to rest. It was such a sad day for us. But like we always say, life happens. When you lose someone and you know where that person is going to, you are comforted. We know that she is with the heavenly angels and she will continue to intercede for us. So that's why I said, let me come online today and give a shout out to all the fathers. I want to give a shout out to my brothers who are all fathers in their own capacity. Hey, Grand J, happy Father's Day. Polycarp, happy Father's Day. You are a father by default. Jude Chombeng, happy Father's Day. Alan Chombeng, happy Father's Day. Taco Isaac, happy Father's Day. You are equally an example of a father to my junior sister's children. All my friends, I can't start naming you here. You know, most of my friends are men. You won't believe this, but that's true. They know me and they are seeing me. I want to give a shout out to the Reverend Abosengwana. Happy Father's Day, Reverend. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers who have stepped into the role of fatherhood and they are doing it. It is never easy. But God, like I always say, when He appoints, He anoints, and He empowers. It has been my voice, your voice, and you have been listening to Renee Anita, your host. I am also a parenting coach. So, like I always say, you can contact me on my website, which is displayed on this comment box. Let me know what you want to talk about. If you have something which is burning in your heart and you want to use this platform to talk about it, you are equally welcome to contact me. I am available. Again, it's been My Voice, Your Voice, a platform for authentic conversation. Thank you so much. Thank you for sticking there with me, and thank you for the shares. If you are watching this as a replay, please let me get your comments and do share so that you never know when you are blessing someone's life. Thank you.